Welcome to Bad Boy Crimes, the podcast that explores the darker side of human nature. Each week we delve into the twisted minds of the most notorious criminals and the heinous crimes they've committed. From serial killers to bank robbers, no crime is too shocking for us to investigate. Join us as we journey into the depths of depravity and uncover the true stories behind some of the most heinous acts in history. So grab your headphones, lock the door, and prepare to be shocked and horrified by the stories we have to tell. This is Bad Boy Crimes.
What's up, gamers?
What's up, gamers? This is a podcast all about video games, if you can believe that.
God, I wish it was.
You certainly do.
Yeah.
And I will never allow it.
Well, you're going to have to allow it a little bit this week.
Do I have to? Or
my crime is video game related, so.
Frick.
Yeah.
Is it a crime that happens in a video game? Because we haven't done that bit.
Just any 5-second snapshot of something I've done in GTA. No, I don't think we have.
No. Is it like, what do you like, steal Misty's bike in like Pokemon Red or something?
No, you just buy a bike. I think it's like gifted to it's someone gives you one because if you want to buy it, it's like 1,000,000 yen or dollars or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. It's either shillings or credits, depending on if Pokemon is a science fiction or a fantasy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. How great are credits?
I'm a big fan of credits.
Because, like, I had this idea in my head for, like, a not far future video game, but, like, a near future one. And I'm like, what the fuck is the currency going to be? Credits.
Yeah. It's got to be credits.
It's got to be credits.
2027, we'll be on credits by then.
We're basically already, that's what a credit card, credits card. We're almost there. It's basically the same thing.
The credits card by Siva.
So we should make a cryptocurrency just called credits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would blow up. People are like, that's what the future says. That's what we've always been saying. And, we should do that. I think that's how we blow up, because it's not through this.
Bad Boy Credits.
Bad Boy Credits. Which is like the secret dark currency to the normal regular credits.
Yeah. It's like what is the government, the alliance, the union, whatever the fucking whatever the government is, and then the rebels who despise unification of the universe. Mm-hmm. That's us. We have our own black market currency.
And you can use it to buy a skateboard, a hat with the little monkey on it. And the sponsor of today's episode, Raycon.
And our friggin' custom tee that we made is selling like hotcakes.
That, honestly, though, that skateboard I designed is pretty fucking cool.
It is pretty fucking cool. Like, I will say your design input, I don't know about that. It's a picture you had nothing to do with, and my idea to put it on a skateboard, but
I put it together.
You physically put it together on a website that does it for you. So I guess credit where credit is due.
I made it happen.
You did. I wasn't going to do it. There was zero possibility that I would do it.
It's really fun claiming other people's things as your own.
Oh, absolutely.
But like in just enough of a way that like technically you're not lying, but like,
yeah,
the letter of the lie isn't a lie, but the spirit of the lie is surely there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a classic coach move.
No. Mm-hmm. When have I ever done that on this podcast? Name 10 instances right now.
I refuse. I plead the fifth.
Oh, see, I've done nothing wrong.
You cannot make me testify against my co-host.
That should be a rule. It's like people who are married podcast co-hosts. It's this in a court of law. It's exactly the same.
We've had this podcast for like 3 years. We're basically common law at this point.
That's crazy. It's been that long.
It's really crazy.
Damn.
We started January 13th, 2020.
Little did we know how the world would change after we started a podcast and everything.
Yeah, we ruined everything.
Yeah. I was like, my life's bad. There's certainly no way it could get any worse, and doing a podcast will be good for me. And then
that's the thought process.
That was the thought process, and then it was really bad.
Yeah, everything was really bad for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Except a select few.
Yeah. Well, who are the few?
Galen Weston.
I don't know who that is.
No, you wouldn't. He's the CEO of a local grocery store. It's a big chain, but
yeah, I think I'm Googling.
Yeah.
Is he a junior?
Probably.
Yeah. Grocery tycoon is what they call him.
Yeah, that's him. He is a grocery tycoon.
He's married to Alexandra Schmidt. I shouldn't be doxing his wife, but it's public information.
It's fine. He's a billionaire. Sure.
Yeah.
So fuck him. I don't know why that was like my first example. My real first example was Elon Musk, but things have not been that great for him lately. So
no, he's not been doing well. I don't know. He's fine, I guess.
I don't know. He spent like $44 billion just to like personally reach out to people who said like, I'm leaving Twitter because it sucks now.
I think that's a good use of your money if that's what you
he could be doing anything, bro. It's crazy to me.
He could be funding us.
Yeah, he could. And he should.
I don't like Elon, but like if he wants to throw us like $10, I'd be like, yeah, sure, it's his podcast.
Give us 8,000 Dogecoin. That's it. That's not that much.
$10.
Money, that's not that much.
No, 8,000 Dogecoin's got to be like.
It's a decent. I would
$100 maybe.
What's the price of Dogecoin at right now?
It's cents.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
13 cents Canadian.
So you know.
So 0.13 times 8,000 divided by 2. $1,040
each.
No.
Right? No.
We got to split that. So 520.
Why'd you divide it by 2?
I said divide by 2, but I didn't.
Oh, I thought you already did that.
I was going to do that mentally.
Bad.
I was going to do that mentally later.
I see.
Yeah. So 520. That's real cheap, Elon, and we'll be on your payroll to do your bidding.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell Elton John, do not delete your Twitter account. We need you.
Yeah.
We need you to combat the misinformation because Elon's not doing it.
No, he certainly isn't.
Yeah. How dumb is that, man? Let's not even.
Every story I hear about him is just that he's terrible to work for.
Mm-hmm.
Like both from like personal, like somebody I know who works at SpaceX telling me that he sucks, to just like stories you read on Twitter. It's like, how does this guy still have a cult of personality? Like in 2012, sure,
yeah,
why not? Now, like, there's enough information. Like,
I don't think you even need the stories. It's just like what he says, where he's like, you know, I need every employee in the office tomorrow at 2 p.m. And also, all the doors are locked. You can't get in.
So you have to really work for it.
There are hackers about. And it's like, and he's just like firing. I don't want to get into it. He's a dumb man, and he should just be doing literally anything.
Again, he's not as dumb as the people who think he's cool. Those people are dumber. And there's a lot of those. There's still a lot of those people, unfortunately.
Too many.
It's like, I don't know. I think futurists are stupid.
That's an opinion. I'm processing. My thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it depends on the person.
Okay.
I think there are smart futurists.
Sure.
Can I name one? Absolutely not.
They probably exist, but, you know.
I have to... It's like when I do... If I give an example and I'm like, there's like 3 things I like more than this other thing,
mm-hmm.
I'll be like, there's this, there's that, and then like probably there's another one. I just like give the benefit of the doubt to whatever I want to.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I'm doing. Is I believe that there are good futurists who are smart. But you know, that's just an assumption that I'm holding as fact.
I think they're all bad. I think they're all stupid. The future, we're here, and it's stupid and bad.
We are
like, let's go to Mars. Like, let's not. Like, what? There's nothing there. You know.
But there could be.
There could be, but there probably
we could have a Starbucks on Mars.
But like, we have a Starbucks here. Who fucking cares?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty true.
You know, there's nothing out there. This is it. So, like, you know,
this is that.
This is.
Did I ever
do something
tell
real?
This story? I would love to do something real.
I'm about to.
I was working at a store in 2011.
Nice.
And this old man came through, and he was talking.
From the sea?
No, he was talking to me as I was scanning his items, and he was telling me about these 2 guys who play cello on YouTube, and he was like, "Look up this song." I forget what song it was, and it's like. The picture is going to be these like 2 Asian guys in suits and they're playing cellos. Look it up. That's the one. And he was telling me how amazing this like performance of this song is. And he's like, wow, the future's incredible. And I'm like, brother, that's right now. It's not the future. You're in it.
Yeah.
It's the present now. And I thought that was like such a childlike wonder way to look at the world.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, we do live in the future. But we also live in the past. Time is not a river, it's an ocean.
Time's fucking crazy, man.
Time ain't real. I can't even say that anymore. I'm not allowed to say that.
Why?
Don't ask me that.
Okay. Who said that you're not allowed to say that? Because it wasn't me.
I'm not allowed.
Is somebody else listening? Currently, right now?
No. It was me. I've decided I don't want to say that anymore. Although I do like saying it.
Why? Because you've admitted that like time is in some ways a little real?
No, time's still not real.
Okay.
I can say time is not real. There's no problem with me saying time is not real. But I can't say time ain't real anymore. You know what I mean?
You can't say ain't?
Yeah, that's the one.
You're just not saying ain't anymore? That's really what it boils down to? Okay.
It's so because Ian Doug Zone is a big ain't stan, and I currently have beef with the Doug Zone.
What's your beef with the Doug Zone? Let's unpack that.
They won't have me on.
They won't have me on either.
Yeah, and
I think it's for very different reasons.
They haven't addressed it either, and that's why, you know,
they're never going to.
No, they won't. Which is why I'm just DMing Matt rude things every couple days.
Yeah, sure. That's a normal thing to do.
I said, hey, check this out. You're going to like this. And then I just sent him the emoji of the trans flag.
Just why wouldn't he like that?
Just a quick little gotcha. I also hit him with this, and he left me on red. Where is it? This was a while ago. Someone at any time, any place, any mental state can send you a message, and now you're the asshole if you don't respond to it. And he did not respond to it. So,
wow, you fucking got him.
Consider that, Matthew. We had you on our show. We had him on.
We did. Everyone there can say that we sure did.
I tried to build a bridge, and you, like the Mothman, prophesized its demise. Which, excuse my language, but that's not okay.
Demises?
The Mothman...
I don't want to limit what the Mothman can or can't do. I just wasn't aware that was a thing the Mothman typically participates in.
My understanding of the Mothman is that he either destroys bridges or he
goes the bridge thing.
Yeah. It's either he destroys it or he goes there and then like a day later it's going to be destroyed, and he's sort of like predicting that.
So is the Mothman like autistic for bridges? Is Mothman just a guy with autism that like also is an arsonist or something? I don't know.
It's a great question.
I think I might have just cracked the code on the Mothman. Might just be a guy who likes bridges. There's plenty of that for trains. I don't see why people can't, tell me everything there is to know about the construction and like who designed the bridge and what's the bridge made out of and like, all that architectural bullshit. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's that guy.
There's a lot of people.
And that guy's the Mothman.
Actually.
Yeah.
It might be the Mothman. I went on a vacation, and like the highlight of the vacation was a suspension bridge. And it was a cool vacation.
I think you might be the Mothman.
I might be the Mothman. It was a great time. It was like, we hiked up a mountain. There was a cave. There's rivers.
Yeah.
And then there's just like, check it out. We have a suspension bridge.
A suspension. Would you look at that? A suspension bridge. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
I think me and my wife spent like 45 minutes on that bridge. And then the next day we went back to the bridge.
You're describing some awfully Mothman-like behavior.
And then the next day the bridge collapsed.
Really?
No.
I'm like, you might have just incriminated yourself. You might be the bad boy criminal.
I might be.
I'll have to find a new co-host.
Well,
who would you have replace you if you had to have somebody?
If I was going to be replaced, now is this dream or is this attainable?
Attainable.
Okay,
but kind of like let's say it's like a little loose. Like it
it's like don't go crazy, but just like
something that is within the realm of possibility, even if that
don't say like, Arthur is what you're saying.
No, Arthur.
Pick someone who hasn't already been on the show.
No. Somebody who's already been on the show, but like some of those people are more easy to obtain than others. That's what I mean. Arthur being one of the harder ones, probably.
He's probably honestly the hardest.
Because it's a function of like, is he going to be online for 1 month and then we have to record 3 months worth of podcasts because he's going to disappear for the next 2 months. Yeah. So we have to batch order everything, and we're never going to be topical. Which is what this podcast is really all about: is current events.
Current events. If I were to dream big for a replacement for me, I think this might be controversial. I think I got to go Isaac.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interest. I don't know who I was expecting you to pick, but I would have not picked Isaac.
Good old Isaac Hirsch.
Like, do you think he would be a good replacement of you, or do you think that would be like a good fit for me as a replacement? You know what I mean?
I think that like
me and Isaac would vibe. I don't know.
Yeah. Because like he's a big video game guy, but totally different games than you.
Oh yeah, I was like, no, not the way I am.
Yeah. So like you could get into video games, but not in the way that you want to, and that makes me happy.
Okay, all right. So there'd still be that like professional level of like animosity that we have.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You gotta have a little bit of animosity.
It's strictly professional.
Yeah. I think Nick too wild of a man.
I think if it was just me and Nick, and after like 3 episodes, it would just be 2 guys talking about video games every week.
Yeah,
in a very like unlistenable way, because it'd be about, you know, games that only the 2 of us have played out of everyone who listens.
Yeah,
which is basically already
it might garner us.
Whenever I talk about it, we might get some weird like random.
Yeah,
like
it
Tim
might
Kish
garner us some new fans.
But we lose the old ones pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Don't need them.
Yeah. Good riddance, I say.
Yeah. Another good one would be Roswell. Good friend Roswell.
Yeah.
Because you 2 have a lot of animosity. And I think it's...
Do we?
Yeah, you're 2 sides of different coins.
All right. Yeah, that's great analogy.
Yeah, it
was fun for that like 6 months where I was just like the dark version of whatever Ethan was as his profile picture. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I don't know why you brought that up.
He still has what? He still has like Luigi in the frog hat as his
yeah.
I should pull up Mr. L, which is a Paper Mario reference, but a Paper Mario you haven't played because you've only played the newest and not the worst. It's not the
best
worst
one.
Of the new format of Paper Mario games, I will say it is the best one.
All
no
right.
reservation.
I'll take it.
It's still bad, but
it's
fine.
I have fun.
If you have fun, that's what counts.
What game should I get on the Nintendo Switch?
Oh, there's a sale right now, yeah?
Yeah. There's always a sale.
There kind of always is a sale. You're right.
This is the critically acclaimed sale or something? Yeah.
Critically acclaimed partner sale, yeah. So Hades is on sale. Have you played that?
No.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I hear good things.
Yeah. Okami HD. If you haven't played that, that's $10. Highly recommend. It's like Legend of Zelda, but you're a dog, and everything's like got this kind of watercolored Japan vibe.
Do you recommend that because you like it, or you think I would like it?
I recommend it because like it was just like one of the most. Like,
it was critically acclaimed.
It was critically acclaimed, as the sale would imply. I don't know if you like classic Legend of Zelda games and you like the idea of being a dog. There's also a mechanic where you have to like draw shit. You get certain powers. You have to like kind of draw shapes on the screen. So if that sounds appealing to you, I would say, yeah, it's
you can play in 4-3. How sick is that?
Can you really? That's pretty funny. Let's see what else. No, Hades is good. Do you like roguelikes?
Yeah, but I'm kind of over it.
Yeah. Okay. Then
Hades,
I don't think you would like Hades.
Like I would probably like Hades, but everything I see about it is just like. Every time you die, the lore expands, and
you hate that.
I hate lore so much.
Yeah, no, that's like honestly, I think most of the appeal is like there's a dating sim cooked into it. There's like the story updates as you die because like it's the attempts that you're making to escape the underworld are canon. So if you don't like that, I mean, the game is basically for just people who are horny for like Greek mythological characters. The actual combat is like, in my opinion, a little shallow. So I got kind of bored of it before I like made a significant dent If you like Tetris Effect is, again, critically acclaimed because that's what the fucking sale is.
Mm-hmm.
You've played Hollow Knight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so if you want... Well, you don't like story games at all, do you?
No.
Okay, well...
I just want mechanics.
You just
I was looking at Carrion or something.
Yeah. Sonic, if you don't hate Sonic games, classic 2D Sonic Mania is very good. Hyper Light Drifter is pretty good if you like a sort of 2D Zelda vibe.
I don't even know if I like Zelda. I thought I did.
I don't think I like Zelda. It's like fine. It's just, I don't know.
It.
The only one I like is Majora's Mask, and it's like the least Zelda of most of them. Other than, I guess, Breath of the Wild, kind of.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Disco Elysium. I think I probably wouldn't like it. I do not recommend Shin Megami Tensei 5, even though it's like Pokemon for adults, but without any of the like cuteness or fun. So I don't really recommend it.
I don't care for.
Yeah, you wouldn't like that anyways. This is a very weird collection of games that are on sale.
Yeah.
You might like Monster Hunter.
No.
Okay. Then never mind.
What's in the Untold Tales?
Is that a sale?
Yeah. They got the Hong Kong Massacre 90% off.
Oh, there's an indie celebration. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Untold Tales Winter Sale. Yeah. We're on the same page here. What Lies in the Multiverse? That looks stupid. Most of these look dumb and bad. These are games I've never heard of, which I guess might be why it's a Untold Tale. Yeah. It's
Untold Treasures to
Spire,
behold.
Ina's Tale. It's only $2.
Yeah, just get it. You might as well.
Might as well. Yeah. I mean, shit. It looks like the game that Grease. What the fuck's going on upstairs? Yeah,
perhaps
these sales.
Prime.
Boy, I hope so. Yeah, these sales kind of suck. Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I feel like you might like Ori, the Ori games.
I played the first Ori for a little bit, and then my wife was like, the animal died, and I don't want you to play this game anymore. It's too sad. And I was like, we're just done the first cutscene. I spent a lot of money on this game. And she was like, yeah, you're not allowed to play. It's
why? Because she doesn't want to watch you play it?
Yeah.
Were you a Tony Hawk Pro Skater guy? That's on sale. $16. Yeah.
I own that one.
Yeah, I figured.
I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't own that one. Yeah.
Is it not good?
I mean, it's fine. It was like my favorite game growing up. I spent like an ungodly amount of hours in Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm still like, damn, when I stayed home sick from school and I like had the flu and I just played Tony Hawk, that was like literally the best days of my life and I didn't know it. And then I got it and I'm just like, I don't want to play this. I don't have the attention span I had as a kid.
Yeah, there's some games that I are like remakes of old games and I've sat down and play it and I'm like, I don't really want to play this.
I don't miss playing Tony Hawk. I miss being 7 years old. You know what I mean?
And having the like mental capacity to sit down and do nothing other than play Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally get it.
Yeah. So I played
I've been playing Pokemon recently, right? And
yeah,
like I've gotten close to the end, and I'm just like sort of running out of steam. Where I'm like, I don't care anymore. You know, I think
that's a big problem.
Well, it's like I hate it. I hate games, and especially with RPGs, I have this problem where it's like you get 80% of the way done, and you're like, well, I basically played the game, and then like there's just something hits me where it's like the motivation goes completely to zero. Yeah. Or I just hit a level in a game where it's like they make you do something I don't want to do, and I'm like, great, never playing this again.
Yeah, if I'm in a game and I have like an escort mission or something, I'm just like, this game's over.
Yeah, the credits
That's the end of the game.
Yeah,
It's like weird ending. Weird ending to this game.
Well, it's like I was playing Death Stranding once, and you eventually get like a bike. And Death Stranding is a weird game because it starts out pretty fun, and the mechanics of like balancing the packages that you're delivering on your guy and like having to be careful as you're walking is like cool. And as you unlock more shit, it basically strips that part of the gameplay away, and you're just able to like drive around or take zip lines or whatever. And I was driving around, and then I got like stuck in a fucking like a crevice, and then like a bunch of bandits attacked me and stole all my shit, and I was like, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I guess that's the end of the game.
Yeah, I had a lot more patience for games as a kid.
Well, no, Bayonetta 3, they make you play as this other character that isn't Bayonetta sometimes. And I I started a level and she's like dying in a desert, like this other character, and I'm like, that's it. I'm done. Mm-hmm. Fuck this.
Yeah. Another one that's like not that common, but it happens is like a part of the game where you're drunk or they fuck with your controls somehow.
Oh yeah, no, that's horseshit.
It's like your character has a concussion and the left goes right and the up goes down, and it's like, yeah, I'm over it. I'm done. Anyway, that's video game talk. I'm gonna put a cap on that one.
Yeah, I feel like there going to be a content warning this week that we talk about video games.
Yeah. I might do content warnings every episode now. Just like, sorry, there's crime in this one. If you're bothered by that, please don't listen. I care about your mental health. Do not doom scroll. The world is bigger than we make it out to be.
And yet, it's also not really.
Please drink your water, take your medicine. Don't forget to eat a vegetable today. Your family loves you.
I don't know about that one.
No, this is all lies.
Oh, okay.
The whole content warning is just lies. I don't give a fuck if you drink your water or eat a vegetable.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know you. I don't like whatever. I don't give a shit.
You're an adult. Just do it. If you're not an adult, don't listen to the show. But if you're an adult, I don't give a shit what you do.
Yeah. Dehydrate yourself to death. Like, it's not my business.
It's your choice, brother. One time I gave, I think I told this story before, maybe like 2 years ago. I gave a homeless man some money, $5 mm-hmm. or $10 maybe. And he said...
Generous.
Yeah. And he was like, thank you so much. I promise this is not going to drugs. And I'm like, you're a grown man, brother. I'm not your accountant. Like,
yeah, like, I'm giving this to you knowing
that's your money.
$10 and that's it.
That's your money. Just take care of it however you want. Put it in a savings account. I don't give a shit. Like,
pass it along to the next person.
The only thing that I would be real upset is if he was like, thanks, this is going to Dogecoin.
You're like, great, I'm going to get into crypto. I'd be like,
give it back.
Yeah, I'd be like, all right. You could have just set it on fire right in front of me. That would have been a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
This is vaguely in the same neck of the woods. This is a story that a friend told me that she read on Reddit. So it's like a fourth-hand account maybe. But this guy was serving some ladies at a restaurant and overheard that one of them was like pregnant, but she was still ordering alcoholic beverages. And so the guy was like, what do I do? And his, I guess, decision was to like basically tell the bar to like make virgin versions of everything that she was ordering.
That's illegal.
It is illegal. And then, the lady looked at her receipt afterwards, found out about it, and the guy got
so they didn't charge her. They charged her appropriately. They just served her inappropriately.
Yeah. No, they didn't charge her for the alcoholic versions.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but she asked for something that, she did not receive. And it was basically like a, am I the asshole type thread, So, I guess basically it boils down to do you think people should have the ability to make bad choices for themselves? And like in the current world, sure, I don't give a fuck. In my perfect world, no, I'm making all the choices.
Yeah.
You know,
I could have guessed that for you.
Well, you know, sometimes people can't be trusted to make their own decisions.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like some people, they shouldn't be making any decisions for themselves because they're pieces of shit and they're garbage. And so you have to just do it for them. Because
I was going to say, it's funny that in your perfect world, you wouldn't have been on this podcast, but in my perfect world, I wouldn't be on it either.
Did I say that?
This podcast is not a good decision. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you're aware.
No, I think it's fine now. You know,
I don't know.
Think about all the content. Think about all the people we've brought together because of us.
No one.
Well, think about it because our podcast exists, our Discord exists, and that's where we stole all the good people from Coward Hour, and they all became friends with each other because of us. If we didn't have that secondary location, I don't think they were going to do it.
Our Discord is like the kidnapper's secondary location where you get killed. But like, do not let them take you to a secondary location.
Yeah.
Like, oh, damn, we're I joined the Discord.
Yeah, we joined the Discord. And then there's the tertiary location, which is the Doug Zone, which is where they're all actually friends there and we don't really exist.
Yeah. The tertiary location is they escaped, but they didn't go home.
That's pretty much what happened.
Damn. This podcast.
What a bad program that people listen to and tell me that they enjoy.
Yep. I wish somebody ever one time would tell me that they enjoy this show. I was about to throw to a crime, but I don't have one, and you said yours was video game related.
I do have a video game related crime. Yeah. You're like, oh!
Oof. All right. I don't really have anything else. I'm very tired.
Yeah, I can
I've
tell.
Been awake. What do you mean you can tell? Is it because I indulged you? I initiated a video game conversation.
Yeah, because you're like,
this will kill 15 minutes.
And it sure did.
Watch this.
Watch this, where I give you my recommendations on if you should
watch this. What's a video game? Done. 15 minutes down the drain, brother.
Look, well, you're kind of becoming a little gamer these days. I think much against, like, not your will, because no one's forcing you to do it, but like you're disappointed in yourself.
Much to my chagrin.
Yeah, what's a chagrin? I don't know what chagrin is.
I don't know. I just remember when
people
I read
say it.
Twilight.
I know what it kind of means in context.
Stephanie Meyer loves the word chagrin.
You read Twilight?
I read all of them, brother.
All right.
All of them. And saw all the movies. Some in theaters.
I saw 3 of them in theaters. The last 3.
I saw only the last one, the part 2. I saw that one in theaters.
Yeah.
And it's because a girl invited me on a date in college. And
a girl invited me on a date to see it too.
To this day, I don't know if it was supposed to be an ironic watching.
Same, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, I think both of them I saw were like weird, kind of ironic-y date things. But the last 2, the third one I saw with the fellas.
Yeah, I went and I think we were supposed to watch Flight with Denzel Washington, but it was sold out, so we saw Breaking Dawn Part 2, and then the next week we saw Flight.
Was Flight better?
Flight was better.
Dude, is a third one Eclipse?
Yeah.
That one, I thought that was
Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn.
Yeah.
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
No, Eclipse was like pretty good.
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I'm thinking that might be pretty true. I forgot I opened up Pokemon Showdown on my computer so I could...
It's the ultimate showdown.
I have no teams? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm logged in. Oh my god, that's so fucking annoying. It didn't save my teams. My teams are saved on my work computer.
Yeah.
I don't
We're
have
all
time
going to die one day.
team.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. So my video game crime.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're aware of this, but the Game Awards happened.
Mm-hmm. I've heard
Thursday.
I've heard from you and only you.
Did you? I mean, I just said there's going to be a new Armored Core game. That's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I said anything about the Game Awards specifically.
You just said that they exist, and that's fine, and you're not going to do anything about it.
I think. I think as a show, it's bad. I don't know. It's not to be like our video games art, but like the video games that are being nominated in the Video Game Awards largely are like stupid. They're for stupid like mainstream audiences. And yeah, I think most gaming journalists don't really have any taste at all. But that's neither here nor there.
Like Macklemore beating Kendrick Lamar at the Grammys.
Basically, yeah. Although it's like if there's like 5 Macklemores and they're all nominated and like one of them wins and you're like, all right, like whatever.
Yeah. That's fair.
And there's like a million Kendricks and none of them are even nominated. It's like, oh, okay. Like I'm playing different games than you and I am smarter and better in every way. And I'm fine. I'm
normal and good.
Yeah, that's me.
This is how everyone
feels. This is how everyone acts on a podcast. We're getting some Season 0 coach speckled in here right now. So Elden Ring won, the game of the year because like it was up against God of War and like Horizon Zero Dawn. What else was it up against? Nobody knows and nobody cares. Well, I think it's important for context.
God of War is the game where, like, in a cutscene, you can jump 100 feet in the air to climb a mountain, but then, like, in the game, you're like, oh no, there's a rock in the doorway.
I have to get my child to do it. Boy, knock down that ladder so I can climb this rock that's the same height as me. Yeah, no, that's exactly the kind of game it is. And all that shit just exists to like hide like loading zones. Yeah, it's stupid. So A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 were all nominated for Game of the Year. And Elden Ring won. And I think if you were to listen to me and know that Xenoblade Chronicles is a weeb-ass JRPG, you might be inclined to think that I would think that should have won. I don't, because I don't think it's particularly good. I don't really like Elden Ring that much either, but I'm sure it is probably the best game of those 6, even though I've only played.
I'm surprised Stray even got a mention. I know that it was popular, but like
it was just. I think it is just wildly popular, and they wanted to throw like an indie-ish game on there.
It's like I didn't see anyone saying like, "Wow, this is a great game." They're just like
wow, I can play as a cat.
I'm like, wow, what a cute cat. And I'm like, sure, that's great. I love that for you. But I don't see that being game of the year.
No, but I think for a lot of people, a game is just like, oh, I get to be this thing, which
it's a role playing game.
Well, it's not even role playing. It's the simulacra of being a cat, and that's.
I think every video game is a role playing game. Can I say that?
I mean, I don't think you're necessarily wrong.
I'm not Pac-Man, right? Like,
yeah, you're not. You're playing.
I'm playing Pac-Man.
Yeah, you have to immerse yourself into Pac-Man's.
And then there's a cutscene where I'm just like, "Is this my love interest, Mrs. Pac-Man?"
You're like, well, I wouldn't do that. That's not who I would fall in love with.
I would have fell in love with Inky.
Well, yeah. I don't know about Inky, but
I was gonna say
Clyde. I forget the name of all the other fucking ghosts.
Pinky, Blinky, Inky, and Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Pinky, I'm sure Pinky could get it. I don't know.
It's a little sexist.
So anyway, so back to the
yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. So anyway, so Elden Ring wins, and fucking Miyazaki and all the other dudes from well, I guess not all of the dudes, but probably a lot of the guys from From Software, go up on stage to accept the award, and this kid, let me play. Hold on.
I'm holding on. I think I might just delete this episode and take a week off.
What? What? Anyway, so this kid, this random kid walks up on stage with everyone else, and they're all giving their speech or whatever. This kid pops up and he's like, I would like to nominate this award for his Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. And then that was like the last thing anybody said during the fucking event. And then the guy who hosted, like a few minutes later, tweeted that the kid was arrested.
For what?
For
inciting a riot?
For, I don't know, going up on stage and saying something
so controversial yet so brave.
Yeah. And people are saying it was like an anti-Semitic dog whistle because I guess he was claiming that Bill Clinton is Jewish. According to renowned gaming journalist Jason Schreier,
I don't care how
knows Hebrew and is Jewish, so I think that kid was just like being a bit silly.
Okay, because that makes sense. Because I was going to say, I don't care how anti-Semitic you are. You don't hate Bill Clinton for being Jewish. You hate him for being a Clinton.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's. Get your priorities in order.
I don't think that he is.
No, I mean but like it's I guess according to people on Twitter who are immediately like, this kid is evil because he's claiming that Bill Clinton is Jewish and he's trying to say that the Clintons are Jews and that's bad. And it's like, I think he was just being a silly kid, which it sounds like that's what actually happened. Again, according to renowned gaming journalist Jason Schreier, who has never been wrong about anything. Wink. Definitely didn't already know about the sexual assault allegations happening at Blizzard and didn't do anything about it until after it was too late. But, that's neither here nor there. Jason Schreier, you're the bad boy of the week, actually.
Got him.
Got his ass. But yeah, he was arrested. So he was bad, literally a boy because he's like 15. And he did a crime that he was arrested for, which I guess was trespassing. I don't know.
I feel like he didn't do a crime that he got arrested for. This doesn't seem illegal to me. And if it is illegal, it shouldn't be.
You should be, Skillshare says, you should be allowed to go on stage and dedicate awards to Rabbi Bill Clinton.
I think you should.
I think I can get behind that.
I think you could go on stage and disrupt the Game Awards. I think that's fine.
You should be allowed to do that. It should be.
I think anybody should be allowed to do that. I would love an award show that just like anybody can go on stage at any point and say whatever they want.
Yeah.
But there's still like, it's still hosted by Gerard Carmichael. And and he's, doing a skit, and then he gives an award to who's a funny celebrity. He gives an award to Bo Burnham for best video game dialogue.
Wow. Bo Burnham would end up writing dialogue for like a shitty fucking walking simulator ass video game. Like something like the Stanley Parable. Mm-hmm. But like worse because it comes out now.
The Stanley Parable.
The Stanley Parable already exists.
The Stanley Parable, but instead of an office, it's you're a stage director.
Yeah. Okay.
A Broadway musical. You got to direct a Broadway musical, and then you have to decide if
you make choices, and the narrator says different silly things. Yeah.
It's like Stanley chose to go
stage left.
Chose to go out the emergency exit and get into a taxi, go to the airport,
and take a one-way flight to Aruba.
Jamaica.
They should do open world Stanley Parable.
Is Stanley Parable not open world?
No, because you're just making linear, like it's just linear choices that branch off of the tree, right?
Yeah.
So they should make it that essentially just multiply the amount of possible paths that you have by letting you do whatever you want in an open world environment, which would be very, very stupid and terrible. But someone should do that just to say that they did.
Yeah. I can imagine an open world Stanley Parable.
I think we could make an open world Stanley Parable.
What would our setting be? Because we can't do Office, and now that I've exposed it to the world, we can't do musical director.
No, I think we do an Office, but then like there's one route that just there's multiple routes. There's millions of routes that keep you just in the Office. And then like the gamer's like, well, what if I push the limits of just fucking leaving? And then they like go outside and they're like, oh shit, I can go anywhere downtown, wherever the fuck Stanley lives.
Stanley's going to live in Ogden, Utah.
Great. So he's a Mormon.
Not necessarily.
I think Stanley Parable where Stanley's a Mormon. And that gives him many wives to have different decisions with, so.
It's Stanley Parable, but you're in the office and then you walk out and you start going door to door converting people.
What if it's Stanley Parable, but the main character is the wolf from Dana and the Wolf?
What if it's Stanley Parable and the main character is Joseph R. Biden?
Okay, what does that look like?
And it's open world.
You're just the president.
You're the president, but I don't know. There's no text input, so you can't really make laws. You just kind of
can't make laws as the president anyway, right?
I don't know.
I guess you can now. Don't the Dems have Senate majority now? Don't the Dems have?
The Dems have nothing because they won't do anything, even if they had 100% of the office. If there were 0 Republicans in politics in America, the Democrats would not do anything, so it doesn't matter what they have.
Well, actually, I looked it up right now. It's 49 Dems, 49 GOP, with 2 seats held by independent senators who caucus with Dems. So I guess they have it.
But then they also have
Georgia went blue.
Damn,
That's
I hate
crazy.
This episode. I hate this episode.
Why do you hate this episode?
We spent 45 minutes on video games and 5 minutes on politics. Shit sucks.
No, I think that's what the people want.
I don't know if this is what the people want.
I don't think people really care about what the topics
Reach out. Yeah, people just want to
they just want to listen.
Hear the sultry sounds of the dulcet tones of our voices.
I think literally that's probably it.
It's like an old friend that you never liked.
Yeah. Well, it's like, do people like, I don't think anyone listens to like comedy podcasts and they're like, oh boy, 45 minutes where they talk about like old petty stand-up comedy drama that doesn't affect anyone outside of that room. Mm-hmm. No one likes that. But like people listen to it, because I think they like want to project. They're like, I'm friends with these people. I know all this stuff. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah. I feel like our podcast is kind of like, you go to a high school reunion and then there's like 2 guys that you kind of knew who are like friends of a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just like, you're stuck at a table with them and then they just keep going.
and they're kind of close. They're closer than anybody else is at that table.
Yeah.
And they just dominate the conversation. You're listening, but you're like, God damn, I wish I was seated anywhere else. And luckily you can be, thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Audible.
Thanks to the sponsor of this episode, My Favorite Murder, you could be at a different table. And let me tell you,
there's more ad breaks at that one. Yeah.
It's worse.
The grass might not always be greener. Bad boy crimes. The grass isn't always greener. Ringing endorsement for us.
Yeah. It's going to win over some people.
Mm-hmm.
What if, what about a product or a service where
what about a product? Okay.
What if there was a product? Have you heard about this? Have you thought about this? If there's a product, if you could consume or purchase this thing, what would that be like?
What? There's not even describing anything.
I'm Don Draper if
he was an idiot.
Don Draper, but he opened up a blank PSD file. He forgot to hit save on his Photoshop graphic design, so he opens it up and it's blank, and he's just like, what if you lived in a world where you didn't have to buy anything? I've never seen the show. I forget what I was going to say originally.
Me too.
What if there was a slogan that was just like, some of our competitors might be worse? That would be good. Because we're definitely not the best podcast of all time.
No, not at all. But I don't think we've never claimed to be.
No. We've specifically claimed to be the worst true crime podcast.
But in some ways still better than other ones. A lot of other ones. We're still better than My Favorite Murder.
I don't know. I've never listened to that, but from your description...
You should listen to one episode. Like on a recent episode, listen to one, and you'll be like, yeah, this is unlistenable. I think you'll genuinely think we're better. And that might boost your spirits a little bit.
That's good. That's good to hear. But if you go broader to all podcasts, we're definitely better than, I would say, 40%.
Yeah, probably. I mean, sure.
All podcasts, there's so many.
There's so many podcasts.
So bad.
Yeah, like just being listenable.
I can think of one podcast that we're better than.
Yeah, and what would it be?
I urge you to stay curious.
Oh.
It's a great question. Love curiosity. It's such a beautiful trait.
It's such a beautiful trait. Dude, I'm struggling with this Wordle. I'm still curious because I got the second and third letter, and I'm like, I don't know what a fucking word starts that
horrible on today's Wordle. I got it, but I was just like, my game was so off.
I've used up all the vowels, and I have no idea what a word that starts with something that isn't a vowel, presumably, unless it's a double vowel situation.
Might be. Might not be. Might be.
The second and third letter are N and O. And I'm like, well, I can't use a consonant unless it's own or own. But I don't know a word that.
It's onomatopoeia.
But that's too many words or letters.
Is it?
I just need to start burning some letters.
How many letters in onomatopoeia? All right. That's fair. That's more than fair. It's absolutely fair. And I respect it, and I acknowledge it, and I appreciate it.
I just need the first and last letter. I just don't know what the middle letters are NOC. What the fuck could that possibly be?
You're going to get it, and you're going to be like, yeah.
You're like, am I going to be mad that I'm an idiot?
I was a little mad that I was an idiot, but not really. I was like, yeah, that's,
That was a tough one.
Yeah. Certain members of the Discord did not find it so tough, but that's their problem.
I don't know what it could be.
We've all been there.
Unless it's...
I believe in... How many guesses do you have left?
2.
Let me tell you, you got it. Next guess is just going to be a minute. It's going to be a little minute. And in that minute, let me vamp while you figure this out. Let me give you some time. Let me give you some time just to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to vamp about. I've been headphone free.
Yeah, you've mentioned
for a week. Yeah.
How's that been?
It's been fine, I guess. Like, the world is a lot more unhinged than I realized. I went to a Wendy's.
Yeah. How's that?
It was my first time, like, eating in a Wendy's with just, like, listening to the public. Mm-hmm. And it was busy. And there was a guy, like, talking to himself, and he just kept mentioning the gas station. He was like, down at the gas station, there's this guy at the gas station. And then he looked at the gas station, and I was like, what are you talking about, brother?
Brother?
Brother, we're at a Wendy's. And then there was 2 guys sitting at a table together, which is fine. It's 2022. I'm progressive. Doesn't bother me.
I would certainly hope not. I wouldn't even think anything of it.
I didn't even think twice about it. They're just chatting and gabbing, and I'm not listening. I don't know what they're saying. So this was probably relevant in context, but one of the guys just very loudly started to sing opera. Mm-hmm. Kind of good. He was kind of good at it.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. That was weird. It was a weird mix of people.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself if this is what the word is.
It is. That's the word. Yeah, you got it.
Not an idiot. Knock, of course.
Canuck.
I was thinking something like gnome related.
I thought
that was the rabbit hole I was going down. I feel like such a fool.
I thought it was going to be like epoch or something, but it couldn't be that. And I was like, Enoch, is that a word? That sounds like a word. Is it eunuch? I went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've also just like been alone with my own thoughts for a little while.
Have you been sharpening yourself like that, or has it been kind of peaceful?
It's been
a bit of both.
Yeah, a bit of both, but it's been mostly peaceful. It's just every once in a while my brain will just like say something to me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Don't say that.
I've gotten really good at not thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
It helps I don't have an inner monologue.
You should have an inner monologue sometimes.
I don't think anybody should. I think it is largely bad for you to have one.
Yeah. I was just walking around thinking to myself. I haven't done that in such a long time.
Yeah. Do you think to yourself, what a wonderful world?
No, I was thinking to myself, what if there was a married couple?
This place didn't fucking suck shit.
Yeah. I was thinking to myself, what if there was a married couple? One of them was a therapist and one of them was a science teacher. Mm-hmm. And the science teacher is just stating facts. And the therapist is like trying to figure out the motion behind it. Which is just like a gross misunderstanding of both professions and like how people interact.
Very true.
But it's just like, did you know the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? And how does that make you feel? Like that was the whole bit. And I was like, that's not how anybody interacts. I might just not know how people are.
I think he might not. And that's fine.
That was just a bit that came fully formed in my head. It was just, what if this happened? And I was like, all right. Didn't put any extra thought into it. And then I also had an idea for an untapped market, in my opinion, but I haven't looked into it, as a podcast idea.
Okay.
Upload it on Wednesdays. I figured that part out. What's the name of the podcast? Don't know yet.
But you know when you're uploading it, just not.
Yeah, it's going to be on Wednesday.
And what's the topic?
It's a bit of a, it's one of those. So it's a podcast, weekly, hour-long episodes, video podcast.
Okay.
And it's hosted on Pornhub because it's explicit.
Okay. I'm not doing that.
No, it's not for me to do. It's just an idea. Is
this the podcast that you alluded to in the Discord, or is it? You're like, I have an idea for a podcast.
Oh yeah, probably.
Was that it, or is this something?
Yeah,
else?
This is it.
Okay. Because I was like, you want to break up with me? Is that it? No. You want to break up with me? Because we're in both of us want the other one to quit first, but we don't want to be. We're not going to be the one to do it. So it's like a mutually assured destruction where we're like pointing guns at each other and podcasting. Yeah.
This podcast is a bit of a standoff.
we're in a standoff. We're going to outlast every other of these fucking podcasts that we're associated with out of pure spite.
Yeah, Doug Zone, they're doing fine, but they're done as soon as they're out of college.
Jillian's going to go to rehab for an extended period of time at some point, and that's going to be it.
Nah, like as soon as they're
adults
out of college, like
they're done.
That shit's over. I'm an adult already. I started this when I was like real bad mentally, but that's my baseline. So like I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Like, well, I started it off pretty bad mentally and I got worse, but I've gotten much better. Many people are saying I'm very at peace these days.
Yeah. So this podcast,
Eastern.
This podcast is something that I would maybe be a behind the scenes producer, because I do think that this would be a popular show. It's a host and perhaps two hosts, perhaps rotating guests, but two people receiving fellatio during a podcast that they don't mention.
Under the table.
No, it's because it's hosted on Pornhub, you can show it.
Is there a separate camera though? So it's like this kind of view of me, and then there's like the dick cam, not of me, but you know what I mean.
No.
A different person, and then there's the dick cam where you get the under the table like profile shot.
I was thinking that it would just be like a wide shot, and then it's not that like you don't mention. It's just like
is everybody all in the same room?
Like,
yeah. Okay.
Everybody's in the same room. And it's like you're not forbidden from mentioning it, but it's just like you don't really. That's not the focus at all.
I would never fucking watch this. Sounds incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I do not. I don't want to produce this. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want you to produce it because by association, I'm connected. I don't want that. I think it's terrible.
I think that it could go big, and then there's just like you have the one host has a microphone, the other person, whether they are a host or a guest, has a microphone, and then there's one shared microphone in the middle that like at any point the other performers can just say whatever they want.
No, there should just if you wanted to do a podcast with Pornhub as the base where you can do a video podcast, you shoot whatever. It's literally just two girls hosting. They're not wearing clothes, and occasionally they make out. That's all you have to do. They don't have to say anything interesting. It doesn't have to be good.
No.
That's all you have to do, and that's instantly way more successful than this.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
100%. It'd be the easiest thing in the world.
But nobody's done it.
And no one's done that, and that's we should.
I
think you should reach out to a lot of people you follow on Twitter.
I have no idea how to do any of that, and like I don't know what I would do.
You just like I would make the talking points. You make the theme song. I'll
make the theme song, and I will give the idea, and I will give.
You take a cut.
$250 worth of audio equipment. You get a $250 gift card to Best Buy.
And it's your money. Presumably, use it on audio equipment, but if you want
preferably get a microphone and a video camera or something.
Maybe you get an Xbox Series S instead if you're a dick older shot. I mean, do whatever you want.
Whatever. I think a Pornhub podcast. My idea, it's extravagant, but I think that makes for a better podcast and not a better money-making machine.
Maybe that's just the business major in me. I'm like,
yeah, yours.
How do I make this successful? Dollar? Yeah, like instantly.
Can you use any of that knowledge on this podcast?
Well, I think if we want to do that, I basically think we have to scrap this one and then rebrand to something else.
Yeah.
And do video podcasts. Like, I think that's a requirement. If we could get a girl as a third mic. I don't know where we would source this third mic girl, but if we can get a girl as a third mic, I think that would be enough of a dynamic. And we'd have to post on fucking Instagram and TikTok and shit. We'd have to come up with, we have to actually work at coming up with topics ahead of time, have a fucking Google Doc, put actual effort into it. Even though I think this is still a good show.
I think this is a great
I just don't
show.
think it's necessarily accessible for like a rando.
No, it's not.
So which is why I think we'd have to basically scrap everything, start from scratch, stop referencing Coward Hour and the Doug Zone, fucking all these other bullshit podcasts.
Yeah.
I think if we do that, I think we could make something that's more successful than this, which is admittedly a very low bar. I think if we had a gimmick of some kind that would get people to just like naturally come across it.
I feel like the True Crime Satire podcast is a great gimmick.
It's a great gimmick, and I just think it's like it's not leaning into the gimmick so hard that like irony poisoned losers will find it on their own and get it, but it's still leaning into it enough that like some person, probably a girl, finding this podcast and going, oh boy, true crime, which no, that's never happened, but let's pretend it has. That would be I'm much better on the podcast if I have some caffeine. Can I just say that? Like I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders today. I'm not,
absolutely.
like, half asleep.
I am on record loving this episode. It's all
because of
the caffeine.
Yeah, no. Also, we need to wrap this up soon. I need to drive out to my dad's and do chores.
Hang up some Christmas lights.
That's probably what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he's like doing Christmas bullshit this morning, and then when I go over there, he's like, "Well, I'm not doing anything from 1 to 3 because I'm watching soccer." And I'm like, "Since when have you cared about soccer?"
It's the world.
Okay. If you're I guess, but like, I don't know who's playing. I don't care.
Brazil or something.
Oh, I hope we destroy the Brazilians.
No, you're out.
What?
America's out of the World Cup.
Who's still in it?
I
hope whoever is playing against Brazil, I hope they win. Oh, my dad's watching England and France. Who gives a fuck about them?
That sucks.
Wait, no, Brazil is out. Brazil is out.
Yeah, Brazil's out. I think Argentina's the front runner.
Croatia's in. Argentina's in.
All right. We have to stop this fucking episode.
Morocco's in.
What are we doing? We're listing who's in the World Cup?
Yeah, so
I'm really at the top of my game when I drink caffeine. Check this out. I'm at the top of my game.
I don't mean necessarily content-wise, okay? I don't mean content-wise. I mean energy-wise. All right? My brain's fucking on. As opposed to me going, yeah, what does that look like? And then just not saying anything for like 40 minutes. Which you love, because then you get to talk the whole episode.
I do love talking.
And you're like, this is my episode. And this is
my on record, the best episode in the history of this show is the one where I talk for 45 minutes and you barely say anything.
Is it, numerically, is it the best episode? I don't think so.
No, because we don't have a guest.
Yeah, so it's one where we've had a
guest. It is one of the only episodes where multiple people reached out privately to say this was a particularly good episode.
I think I went on a date like last December or something, and she was like, "I liked that one because it's the
No, this was a more recent episode.
It was not Astroworld?
No, that was a good one.
Because I remember a date I went on like last year. They were like, "Yeah, Astroworld was great." And I was like, "Okay."
That is a good one. I do think there are some problems with that episode, but
the problems were I was on it.
Yeah, the problems where I was just like, damn, 8 people died at a music concert, and you're like, wow, what piss babies. I'm glad they're dead.
I think that's funny. I think I'm good. I think I'm a good podcast host. I think in many ways I'm the kind of the Homelander of this podcast, you know.
Our best episode, in my opinion, put it in digital ink. R.I.P. Queen Elizabeth II. You would have loved Bad Boy Crimes. Our best episode.
I don't remember anything from that. I don't remember anything from any episode. As soon as we hit stop recording and I go get in my car, this is all gone.
Yeah,
it's like tears in rain. You know.
You're gonna say tears in the wind.
No. Dude, I made a sick Blade Runner reference at lunch at Chili's the other day because we went to Chili's for lunch as a group because someone really wanted to go to Chili's, which I don't know about you if you have Chili's in Canada.
Never been to a Chili's.
Chili's fucking sucks.
Shout out Chili's. If you want us to take back what he just said, send us $5.
I love holding companies ransom. That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll delete a whole episode if you just give us $5. It won't be even enough. Give us a $20 Chili's gift card. That's not even enough to really get anything meaningful.
I wonder if we put a price on deleting episodes.
If we could.
How many episodes could we lose?
I think it would be a non-zero number, which is rough.
Honestly,
because it wouldn't be a high number. No one's going to pay anything for this podcast.
No,
that's very cool.
I would say $25.
Mm-hmm.
Send it to the Bad Boy Crimes PayPal or whatever the fuck we have. Just Venmo Coach. I don't give a shit. I'll never see the money. That's fine. I'll delete any episode.
Yeah, sure.
$25.
$25. Yeah. I'm starting to think maybe we just rebrand the podcast. Start from scratch. Because then if we start from scratch and we have 0 episodes, we can gas the fuck out of the one episode we have by just playing it over and over again. Right? If we do like a relaunch.
Yeah. Are we going to rename it?
Yeah, of course we rename it.
We rename the show.
And then we just kind of keep this on the back burner in case the rebrand goes terribly. We just pretend it's April Fool's and it's, fuck it.
April Fool's in January. Yeah,
we reveal it's an April Fool's joke on April Fool's, so we have like 3 months of like trying to make it work, seeing the numbers. Okay. If it doesn't work, we call it an April Fool's joke, and it's like nothing happened.
Okay. Yeah.
And people would have to listen to this episode to know that we didn't premeditate it. And no one's going to, other than Matt, fucking Marty, fucking Comet. And they'll all think it's funny. We'll have the Boys Round Table go, wasn't that a hoot? The Boys Round Table should just be a podcast. If you're listening to this, you want to just do that all the time, reach out to me on Discord. I think the Boys Round Table is a good show.
I didn't listen to it.
Because you weren't there. It was a good episode. You should listen to it.
Yeah, probably not. I'm reading our episode titles. We got some good ones.
I think we've really mastered the episode title, especially when we just come up with it in the middle of the episode.
This one's going to be called
Please Help, We Don't Want to Do This Anymore. That's what it's going to be called.
Way better than what I was going to say. That's the episode, folks.
That's the episode.
You got any plugs? No. Goodbye.